Hey world, it's being able to come back to another video. Family, I've been out of the garden for a while. I want to come back in here because it's really crazy out here. And if you've been in the garden, I've been talking about how this recession and how the market's going to crash for a minute. And it's here. If you've been paying yourself first and stacking those chips, there's going to be some great opportunities out there for you. And I'm talking real estate, stocks, bonds, gold, whatever. Those opportunities are going to come to fruition pretty soon if you've been paying yourself first. Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to be suffering because remember, if inflation is up 8, 12, 15%, and you didn't get an 8 to 12, 15% raise, then now you're in the red if you didn't pay yourself first, so you don't have any, emergency funds. I went to the store the other day to buy my son some grapes and some mandarin oranges, and it was like $10. I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? And so it's really crazy out here. But I wanted to come back with this version of real news versus fake news because I guess when you're aware and you're conscious, the things that people believe in and let ride, it blows you away. And make sure you guys, you like, share, and subscribe. I know a lot of family members not getting notifications, or you're probably being unsubscribed, automatically because of the algorithms. And it's so crazy because all I'm doing is just dropping a little knowledge, a little food for thought. Just something to make you think about something. Something as simple. Because remember, food for thought is simple. It's not difficult. You dig? And so common sense ain't common. And so I want to preface that by saying, the illnesses that are happening to many, many people around the world, especially in the United States, basically stems from the food that we're given. Now, I'm flabbergasted. When you look at and you do the research, you find out that like 90% of all the agricultural seeds, especially corn, soy, are GMO. And if you are an independent farmer, and if you didn't get a chance, family, watch this movie called Consumed. Consumed. No, Consumed. Consumed. What's his name? The cat that played in Color Purple and a couple other movies. Danny Glover. Danny Glover is in this movie. And I tell you all the time, the movies actually are an indication, or pretty much, like reality. We think that when you're watching the news and reality shows, that's real. That crap ain't real. Art is real because it's created. It's researched. And so when you watch this movie called Consumed, it's going to trip you out. And just Google it. Just ask, just see, what percentage of agricultural seeds are GMO. And the reason they give you is for insecticide purposes and all that kind of stuff. You're like, wait a minute. 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I don't remember GMO seeds. I don't even remember GMO. But then if you look at the rate of people that die from cancers and heart diseases and high blood pressures and diabetes, there's a correlation. And so when you're not paying attention to the fact that they're killing us with the poison foods they give us, then you look at how they poisoning our kids in schools. And I think it's a correlation between, formulas and all that kind of stuff. Because you got to ask yourself, what woman that has a baby will ever feed her baby formula when her body naturally produces nutrients for her baby? When did we get so brainwashed? Okay? They tell us this. GMO, genetically modified organisms, genetically engineered, GE, formulas, formula milk. It's powder. I'm even going to go as far as saying why we drinking regular milk. And they tell you because of vitamin D and calcium. It's cow milk. We're humans. And like I say, another example of real news versus fake news. This Inflation Reduction Act that Congress passed. And you know what I'm saying? Don't believe none of these cats. All of them are fraud. An Inflation Reduction Act, Congress passed it. A $420 billion bill that focuses on climate change. Who you think getting that money? Remember, if it's $420 billion and Congress approved it, then the U.S. Treasury is going to provide that money for them, which comes from us. Taxpayers' money. No one saying nothing. No one protesting. No one doing nothing. Then our kids at school, there's the libraries having books in there called, and look it up, gender queer, K through 12. Who wants their kindergarten or first through second, third, fourth? Who wants their kids having access to this material and you didn't even approve it as a parent? Pretty interesting, family. Remember, global warming is a joke. Politics is a joke. I'm in Texas, and in Austin, City Council want to give themselves a 40% raise when people are still hurting from having the lights out in the freeze, last Arctic freeze. People are still suffering, but they want to give themselves a 40% raise. Inflation is up damn near 12, 15%. But they don't want to write a law to increase minimum wage or increase wages to a livable wage. Maybe it's me, family. Maybe it's me. But that's why I've been out of pocket for a minute. But I'm back in the garden. I want to come back with a little food for thought. Some real news versus fake news. And just to let you know, family, like I say, the food you're eating is poison. Check this movie out called Consumed, right? And then you got to ask yourself, really? A $420 billion Inflation Reduction Act that doesn't decrease inflation. Just because gas prices are going down, family, all prices of everything is going up. So how is that an inflation reduction? How does that help you? And they tell you it's geared toward global warming and climate change. It's going to, create thousands of new jobs, new green jobs. Are you serious? Right now, California is saying they're trying to move to cars that operate without gas. No gas-powered cars. That's what the governor in California just proposed, Governor Newsom. He wants to make sure that California, all vehicles are smart or electric. No gas-powered vehicles in California. You think I'm lying? Look it up. Come on, family. What's wrong with y'all? I'm talking about y'all voting. Family in the garden. Pay yourself first. Stack your chips. And in the meantime, between time, may the Most High Inside bring you joy. And being with His 95,000.